Hello, welcome to Geeky Hijinks, home and mischief makers, and today, well, I say today, is a continuation from a video earlier today, which was Screen Stars 5,000 subscription competition. So the first part was me talking about my favourite film from each decade, from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. But because my mouth kind of got out of control, I ended up speaking for like 22 minutes, so I thought, I'll just divide this into two. So the first part is for his movie competition, and this part is for his gaming competition. But if anyone wants to enter me in for one, it's absolutely fine because I like doing these sort of things. So this part is all about the gaming. So I'm going to go back to Joe from yesterday. Yeah, I'm Joe from the future. So I'm going to give you back to Joe from yesterday. Enjoy the video. Number 5 of my favourite PS4 games is the remake of Resident Evil 2. Now, I love horror films with a passion, but horror games scare the crap out of me. Even when I'm putting in my name or pressing like which save file to choose and you've got the ominous music in the background, I'm crapping myself from the start. So when I got this, within 4 minutes I was screaming. I remember playing this, I was at my mum's, my uncle was over, he's a horror fanatic, loves horror games, he was watching me playing, he was laughing at me. Because at the beginning of Resident Evil 2, when you go into the petrol station and you're walking around and the zombies start like coming through, I was going, ah! So I was literally like screaming the whole time. And one thing I can't stand about horror games is being chased. Now, why didn't anyone tell me about Mr. X? This like 10-foot dude who, like the zombies and the dark, the visuals in this game, before I touch on Mr. X, the visuals in this game are so good, and that's what makes it even scarier. The sounds, the zombies, it's like one of the best games made, in my opinion, Resident Evil 2, or one of the best horror games too. But when Mr. X appeared for the first time, he pushes up that helicopter, the first thing I did was shoot his hat off, and I got a trophy for that, but it doesn't make a difference because this big hulking thing is walking towards you. And I thought, I ran away from him, went to the main hallway in the police department, thought I was safe, and then he appears behind me. I don't think I've screamed so loud in my entire life. And that's when I realised, oh no, there's chasing things. Because I played Dead Space and this creature chased you for the entire game. And I hated that, so this just gave me like bad PTSD from Dead Space. So Resident Evil 2, scariest game I've ever played, but my number 5 PS4 game. Number 4 is Doom. Not Doom Eternal, the first Doom game that came out on PS4. That game is the epitome of just hype. I love that game. The best thing about it, or one of the best things, is the soundtrack. Now, if you go to the gym and you want to lift the most weight you've ever done in your life, put on the Doom playlist or Doom soundtrack, and my God, when it kicks in, you're just like, you start throwing, you start picking up people, going, yeah, throwing around the place. Such a good game. The visuals are amazing. The action, the guns, the bosses. It's so gory and so bloody, but it's so like frantic and like fast paced. The last boss was so hard. It got me so angry. I competed on hard because I couldn't do more than that. It was too intense. But such a fun, high paced, energetic PlayStation 4 game. I'm at number 4. Number 3 is Horizon Zero Dawn. What a game! A game that when I finished, I was genuinely sad because you get invested in this world. I forget the name character now, I forget her name, which is bad. But you start off with this girl and she gets older and you learn all the tips and tricks, and the game doesn't really hold your hand. Like you meet these massive like metallic creatures like T-Rexes and dinosaur creatures, and they're not like announced to you like in a game like a boss, here's the new boss, a big T-Rex thing. No, you just happen to come across him and you have to survive. You have to use what you learned in the game or not learn in the game to survive. And I love the kind of games where you just sort of plodded around. It's like open world and you have to do up your kit and like make weapons and collect things to make weapons and ammo and all these different creatures. And come the end of the game, whereas in the beginning you're like scared of everything and hiding in the grass like every 5 seconds, by the end you're just like pow pow pow, like just killing off everything because you know all their weak points. And that's what I mean. You really get into this world, and I think it's a good 100 hours, this game. Especially if you want to complete the whole thing. I didn't get the last suit because I just didn't have time because of work and stuff. Once I complete a game, unless I really want to platinum it, like I think of Platinum Spider-Man, Arkham Knight, and God of War. Only 3 games I've ever platinumed. But with Horizon Zero Dawn, when it finished, I was so sad because I really was a part of this world. It's such an escapist kind of game, like escapism. I mean, if you just want to escape the modern world, the bills, the work, the craziness of COVID and stuff, put on this game and it's all gone. You're in a completely different world. Fantastic game. I'm going to put my pad down now because my hand is getting crampy. It's like Chandler from Friends with the Pac-Man. You know what I mean? It's all cramped up. But number 2 is Uncharted. I love the Uncharted games. I remember being in the cinema and the first trailer for Uncharted 4 came on. Really, I think it's called Nathan's Brain. If you go on YouTube, type in Nathan's Brain. I'll put a link in below. It's such a beautiful piece of music, but a beautiful trailer. And I just saw it on a big screen and I was like, this game looks amazing. And I'd never played the first 3, so I bought the Uncharted trilogy on PlayStation 4. Bang those up for fun. And I loved them because they don't hold your hand. Like literally all the AI, the other computer characters, they're not dumb. They all like have strategies and they're trying to flank you. And the action's just amazing. The chase scenes when you're running from the rooftops and hanging from the ledges and the puzzles and the action's fantastic. But the best thing about the game is the characters. Nathan Drake is my dude. Tom Holland, you're not Nathan Drake. Sony, what were you doing hiring Tom Holland? Yeah, it's kid version of Nathan Drake. But no, we want like can you imagine if Harrison Ford was the same age he was now, back in Indiana Jones days, but for Nathan Drake? Be the perfect casting. And like not like maybe Harrison Ford, but someone with that charisma and that sort of personality and humour. Tom Holland, as good as you are, you're not Nathan Drake. But when I got Uncharted 4, not only did the visuals blow me away, because there's a scene where you're wearing a suit and you have this dinner party and it looks like watching a 4K film, like a top, like Titanic for example. It looks real. And the action though, like when there's one where you're driving through the streets in Madagascar, fantastically, looks like a movie. If you ever want to be in a movie like you watch like The Matrix or like I said Indiana Jones or what's it called? What Nicolas Cage? I forget now what it's called. Treasure something. Oh crap! It's gonna annoy the crap out of me now. It's on. apparently it's World War III outside. I don't know what that was. I'm not gonna check because now I look out the window and you'll be like, yeah, what the hell was that outside? Ah dear. But anyway, that's so random. But yeah, so Uncharted 4. Incredible game. I love the characters. Sully, Nathan. Oh, I forget the girl's name. It's so bad, but I love the banter they all have together. Fantastic game. But my number 1 game on the PlayStation 4 is God of War. I love the God of War series. Played it from number 1, 2, 3 is insane. The opening of 3, one of the best openings of all time on any video game. Just straight into it. It's mental. And the music, that's one of the best things about God of War. The music, again, another one on my gym playlist, because you just pick up like excuse me mate, can you help me with, and you pick up the guy and you throw him, because the music just makes you get really hyped up. And there's one called, now I'm not lying to you, go on a song from God of War called Dragon. I play that all the time at the gym. If you're on your last set and you're failing and you just want to like put this one on, and you'll feel the Spartan warrior within, like just you'll feel yourself get juiced up and you'll start banging them out. Because it's such a hyped like soundtrack, and even not just the hype bits, but it's also beautiful. There's some really nice quiet moments with the soundtrack. But Kratos is my dude, and I love this game with a passion, so much that I got a tattoo of the whole game on my left arm. That's what these tattoos are. So you got you probably can't see him. You got one of the cave trolls here, got Athena back here, got the wolf from the game, and I'll show a picture in a second. But that's Kratos and his son on my shoulder, and you got the what's it called? Got the World Serpent's Eye on my inner arm. Love that game with a passion. I'm gonna get my right arm done soon, but more movie based. I'm gonna get Sam, Joker, and stuff. But when I get time because of COVID. But God of War, I love it because the story is fantastic. I can't wait for the sequel. But also, I love the fact that the action but again, it's brutal. If you need to, this game does not hold your hand. You need to be on it. This game, you can't be tired, because when the game starts, things like, I know games when they say like Pac-Man, they want to kill you, characters want to kill you. God of War, the antagonists in this game, if you're not mentally ready for it, they will destroy you. You got to roll, duck, dodge, shield, parry, bang, bang, bang. It's amazing. But the bits I love the most, I remember I was getting my ass kicked at the start of the game, but by the basic enemies, and this is when you first start off. And I remember that when I built up my meter and I got like the God mode, and you press like L and R at the same time, you go, Wah! And I literally, I'm not lying to you, I ripped my vest because I was so hyped. I was like, because I was getting my ass kicked, and I finally got God mode, and I started banging them out. And when I won, I was like, I didn't do that for that entire game. It was just like the first couple of two, but I did so much, I actually ripped it. But yeah, God of War, an amazing game, one of the best games ever made. Can't wait for the sequel. And if they do a film and you screw it up, I'm gonna kill someone. I'm literally gonna kill someone. But yeah, my favourite PS4 game. So guys, that is my list for both favourite films in different decades. Two of my favourite PlayStation 4 games. I don't know why I'm doing that, like a little dance move. But if you stuck with me in this video, great, because it did go on longer than I wanted. But I love speaking about games and movies. Unfortunately, I have no time for games these days. Most games, like Uncharted or even Horizon Zero Dawn, I haven't got too much time for. It's kind of like why I like Doom so much, because you can just dip in, do a mission, and you save and you're out. Not much of a story, but enough for you to get latched into. But yeah, the big games like Uncharted, I wouldn't have much time for these days with work now and reviews, movies and stuff. So yeah, not so much for games, which is why I love my Nintendo Switch, because Animal Crossing, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, I even like Breath of the Wild. I've not completed number one. I'm afraid I've played all the Zelda games, not completed Breath of the Wild or Skyward Sword, which is why I'm looking forward to Skyward Sword coming out this year on the Switch. I need to play Breath of the Wild 1 before Breath of the Wild 2 comes, getting off track again. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to Screen Stars, because he's got a great channel. Like I said, tons of content for you to chill on, loads of things from games and films, different genres. Like there's one I want to check out later, like best PS4 games to chill to. Probably not going to play any of these games because I haven't got time. But yeah, like massive array of videos. Make sure you check them out. His description's in the link below. But until next time, stay out of trouble.